Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Tavern. How's everybody doing tonight?
What's happening?
Cheers, y'all.
It's a Monday.
Yep. Dave, what can is that, Dave?
It is a Monday. This
Dave,
is
what can
from
is
Confluence Brewing out of Des Moines.
Okay, a little Iowa beer.
It is my lightsaber. Yes, this is an Iowa beer.
Is that a lightsaber hilt? Is that a lightsaber
It is a
hilt?
lightsaber hilt, yes. Yes, it is.
Oh.
Steve's like, wait a minute.
I have
something
lightsaber
Star Wars
hilt.
I don't have.
I have lightsaber hilt head covers, but that's legit right there, Dave. I've got
from
a
Roosevelt's.
a pint
Big
glass
shout out.
from Dave. You ever been here?
Product placement.
Dave, you ever been to this place?
No, I have not.
In
No.
Boston?
Nope.
Great sports bar. If you ever, although the good one closed actually, but it was an amazing sports bar in Boston. Great place to go grab a beer. It was right outside of what is the TD Bank North Garden, also known as the Boston Garden, for those of us that grew up there and know it as the Garden. We have a busy show tonight. So Lee, thank you for joining us. Greg is somewhere beveraging around the world, drinking adult beverages around the world at Epcot, I believe. We think tonight. Is that where he is? On a little vacation. I am repping the Strixon hat tonight because in honor of Team Strixon winning again, back-to-back weeks for Team Strixon and back-to-back weeks for Lucas Glover this week, boys and girls.
But your pants look like a to-go fry box from Five Guys.
I mean, no, they don't. Delawie's watching. Hey, Greg. What's up, Greg? No, you know what? And I'm going to say this. Link Soul, golly, come up with a better – we're not wearing cotton anymore on the PGA Tour. Come on, let's do something good. But no, yeah. I think that let's start with – I mean, where do we start with this week? Lucas Glover. I saw somebody, if anybody goes back and watches this show and ever came to Orlando or lived in Orlando, they'll understand this reference. If you've been to Disney, Greg just made everybody jealous. So he's having a Dole Whip right now. When you look at Lucas Glover's last, I think it's 22 rounds on the PGA Tour. Dave or Lee, did you guys see this? Did you see what these stats were?
I did not.
I want you to guess how many of the last 22 rounds were above 70. 70 had a 7 as the first number.
I think it's 4.
One.
Wow.
It's the miscut from the 3M.
No. Yeah, it might have been the miscut at the 3M.
Why do I know that? Scoop. Because I picked him at the 3M.
Yeah, correct. You did. That wasn't a smart move.
Yes.
So one round in his last 22 above has a 7 in the front of it. Everything else is in the 60s. When you talk about a guy who earlier this year couldn't find a hole in a 3-foot putt, to finding the fountain of youth in a Lab Mez broomstick,
he was putting worse than Scotty Scheffler.
It was worse than Jordan Spieth when Jordan Spieth tried to lengthen his game.
Yeah.
Hold on. We have live on location right now. Greg. Greg, there's too many people. You're freezing.
Maybe.
Well, Greg's like Dave in Iowa with his internet today.
It's a great smile, though.
There he is.
I had to make an appearance.
Nice.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi's going in and out here.
Yeah. Where are you at Epcot? Where are you?
You got to guess. I'm having Dole Whip.
He's at
Guess
Disney
where I'm at.
Springs.
No,
He's in Adventureland.
There you go. Winner, winner,
He's
chicken
in
dinner.
Adventureland.
You're in Adventureland. Yeah. Yeah.
Try to find my wife and kid.
Well, you go have fun with that. We're going to go and discuss Lucas Glover in his sweaty pants and win number 2 in a row.
Hey, he's playing awesome right now. Do not count him out.
No, do not. All right. Hey, Greg, have fun.
Later.
So, I mean, he kind of dominated over the weekend. And then all of a sudden on Sunday, he went out and I don't know if he was on cruise control or what he was on, but it was, I mean, up and down Central. He missed it in the right spot the entire day on Sunday. He missed it in the short stuff where he could get his hand on the golf ball and make up and downs all day long. And he looked like a fiddler just making up and down all day long. Can we talk golly, about the what?
We have a short right shank into the water on the par 3.
Dude, again, for a guy who hits a draw, to miss one right means he didn't turn it. And
yeah,
to make 4 and make that 30-footer for 4, which was all putter. I mean, let's be what it is. I mean, you roll a 30-footer in, let's keep going. And then to get into a playoff, and the par he made, the up and down he made on 17 was very, very reminiscent of the up and down he made the week before in 18 to win the golf tournament, where he hit a duck hook off the tee, thinned a little 5-iron down there that barely carried the creek, and hit one to 12 feet, and then canned the thing right in the middle of the hole. And that was super fun to watch. To give himself a chance on 18, and he hit a good putt on 18. It just, I mean, good speed was good. That was about it. And he goes into a playoffs. Sorry. That's the you have to say it. He goes into a playoff with Cantley, and Cantley hit a drive. I mean, if you're going to take that line in a playoff, you got to take the driver out and take that line. You can't start with the water. If you're gonna take one down the water line, you got to hit the driver and you got to bust it over it. I mean, let's be real.
Yep.
Wrong club selection for the shot shape, and only 2 guys that hit it in the water on 18 made up and down for par for the week. So the odds were really against him.
Hey, that ball never turned left at the end. Everything
it
else...
almost looked like the hole was crowned, and it hit the edge of the hole and just like you played at your Muni course. And it was badly cut. It wasn't.
Everything
but
else,
that's what it looked like.
You read that putt. You've seen that putt. Lucas hit the same putt there, and it broke left at the end, and his just stayed
snap left
straight.
Yeah.
And it took a little tail to the right at the end. The golf gods were upstairs saying, "No, Lucas is going to win. You hit it in the water."
Correct. No soup for you. So I think when I look at it, Lucas wins. Lucas gets in and gets to 48, 49, whatever it was, gets into the playoffs from 112. This week, going into this coming week, and Dave, you're going to go over this, and I still haven't made my pick for this week yet. When you go into this week and you look at what's coming up, last week, only 2 players outside of the top 50 worked their way into the top 50. So that being said, if you're picking this week, you're probably picking somebody in the top 30 because there probably isn't going to be that much movement going into the Tour Championship. Unless you get somebody like Lucas who goes up and wins kind of from back in the pack and works their way in.
From way back in the pack. I mean, you look at the beginning of the season and it's horrid.
Oh, no. I mean, he missed the cut at Bay Hill, and it wasn't close. And now, he might be the most – I mean, he might be more – I mean, I'm going to say –
other than the last missed cut at the trio, like Dave said, the last 6 tournaments is what's brought him along.
Correct. But, when you look at where is – I mean, would you dare say at this point with his putter I mean, as clutch as Tiger was, I
Oh,
mean, it was for a longer period of time, but in a short stretch, he is. I mean, these are stupid stats that he's putting up with a putter right now.
Oh, his strokes
And-
gained went down a lot when he's putting.
I mean, and when you look at a good putter's gonna be a match for anybody. So, I mean, that being said, it's a pretty good. I mean, he's worked his way into the top 10 in the FedEx Cup right now. I think he's in the top 5 even. Isn't he like third?
He is third, but you don't want to see
Yeah.
the odds on him this week at BMW.
No, they're terrible. No, and that's where they should be. And that's where they should be.
Yeah.
We will get to those,
Yeah.
but that's where they should be. But yeah, I mean, we've got, some really good golf this week. We've got a golf course. The last tour winner on there was, Jim Furyk won a major there at Olympia Fields this week. So it's a golf course that you don't have to be the longest to win on. So, I mean, it's a golf course that you don't have to be the longest there in the world, but you got to keep the ball in play. Again, Jim Furyk can win there. Jim Furyk keeps the ball in play. I mean, I feel like he might lead the tour in rounds with one golf ball.
That's it.
So, I think that when you look at what do we have and where are we going with the tour right now, I think you're going to see. I mean, this week could be really exciting.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a different scenario this week and a different outcome. I think the cream is going to start rising to the top. I think you're going to see the guys. Did Scheffler get a top 20 this week? I don't think he did he?
No, he did not.
No, I didn't think so.
He was 21. There was too many guys tied at 6, I believe, is where he finished.
Gotcha. Okay, so he was outside the top 20. I think that there's going to be, I got to feel like it's going to be an interesting week in Chicago. I really need to sit here and look and say, okay, who's my pick going to be? Lee, what do you think of the tournament this week?
I didn't watch a whole lot of it, just here and there, but Lucas, I gotta say, it's weird. I'd pull him for Fleetwood again.
Yeah. Tommy played well. He really played well.
He
in that,
did.
and Scotty, I was wrong. I was 10 off. He's finished 31.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I think
let's
coming into BMW here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna, Dave. Let's get to the odds. And let's talk about what we've got this week. So hold on one second here. Got our Spy Hunter music. There we go. Love the Spy Hunter music we have there.
Yep. And
so Dave, let's talk odds this week.
In case Brad is out there somewhere, Ricky is off the board for me. That leaves one pick left, and I'm not taking it this week.
Wow, I was going to make your pick for you this week.
Yeah.
Wow, disappointed in that.
Not happening this week. I know. So,
yeah, what do we got? What do we got for odds this week?
Coming into the BMW, it's the who's who kind of your cream of the crop is rising to the top here. Rory's coming in at 6.5 to 1, Scotty at 7, and John Rahm at 9 to 1, and then Patrick Cantley 10 to 1, Victor Hovland at 16. Those odds have changed since I gave that to Greg earlier. Schauffele at 18 and Tommy Fleetwood at 20. Last week's winner, two-time winner, Lucas Glover at 30 to 1. And there you go.
Wow.
That's about right for where Lucas should be this week. That's actually
so
where's
Steve,
your pick? Where's your
pick
from last week? Where's your pick from last week, Dave?
Ricky?
Yeah.
35 to 1.
Okay.
So and let's see, Greg's pick, Jordan is at 28. He kind of tailed off at the end of St. Jude too.
Yeah, he did.
And Steve, you have honors.
Where's Justin Rose this week?
Still scrolling.
Exactly.
45.
Okay, Tommy Fleetwood.
He's down there with Matt. Tommy Fleetwood.
And Justin Rose, number 32. He's right at that.
Tommy Fleetwood at 20-1. Greg took Victor Hovland at 16-1.
Yep. Just go ahead and say it. Let's go ahead and say it. Or are you saving it for next week?
I'm taking Patrick Cantley.
Oh, Hangover. You're taking the Hangover. Wow. That's great. We'll play Hangover.
Yep.
I feel like Patrick Cantley is really going to need he could really benefit from our next guest and their product. I feel like Patrick Cantley would definitely help him speed up his play. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I can see Clay down at the bottom here as he's getting ready to come. He's laughing at that comment. So we'll probably lead with that. So hey Lee, who do you got this week?
Adam Schenk.
Oh, you're taking Adam. You're taking the Schenk man, huh?
Taking Schenk.
Well, I mean, I feel like you have to, Schenk.
I do.
Nice. I like it. Well, let's get into that guest we were talking about earlier.
He is
really
100
excited
to
tonight.
1.
100 to 1. I like it. That's a bold strategy. So let's run into happy hour now. So hold on. Let's get our, All right. So our guest tonight, we would like to welcome Clay Simpson, the Logistics and Operations Manager for SkyCaddie. Clay, thank you, first of all, for joining us tonight. And what do you think? Do you think that Patrick Cantley could benefit in pace of play if he had a SkyCaddie?
Hey, most of the pros could benefit from using a SkyCaddie with their pace of play.
You are 110% correct on that. You are well. Drink to that. All right, I'm going to ask.
Is that a Razorbacks cup?
Yeah,
That is a Razorback cup.
I bet my buddy Bruce is watching tonight because he usually watches. He lives up in Fayetteville, so I know he'll be happy to see that. And I know Lee just did some irons for him that had the hog on it.
He just got some new wedges that's got it on it, too.
The wedge has it? Oh, damn. He's going to be all set up now. So Clay, first off, welcome to the Tavern. This is your first go around here at the Tavern. I know I'm going to guess it won't be your last. But why don't you tell us about your role with SkyCaddie and what you do, and let's talk about SkyCaddie itself.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm the operations and logistics manager, which that's my role by name. That's not all I do. I also go out, do some mapping for the company, and do retail sales stores calls. Recently, I was at the Senior PGA Championship down in Frisco, Texas, supporting our players from the European Tour that were over there playing in that tournament. So,
nice.
Jack of all trades, master of none at SkyCaddie.
Perfect. I love it.
Just like kind of all of us here.
Yes, exactly.
So you said you did some mapping for SkyCaddie, and I feel one of their best things is their patented mapping technology.
Yeah.
How about we start with that, and let's talk about the process for SkyCaddie takes in making sure they have correct data for each and every device you have.
Sure, absolutely. So when we map a course, we are actually using survey-grade GPS equipment that's sub-meter accurate. So when I mark a point on a golf course, you can pretty much believe that it's within usually 6 to 12 inches of where I'm actually marking it. Okay, so very, very accurate. That along with our software that goes with the inside the device and our GPS engine that's inside the device helps us be are very accurate with our mapping. So the cool thing is I don't know if you guys know who Mark Long is.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, okay, you know Mark.
I do. Mark makes really good yardage books.
Absolutely. And he was a great caddy for several years for Fred.
Correct. Yes.
So back in the beginning, Mark showed our mapping department how he maps a course for a yardage book. And so that's how we began mapping golf courses with the curriculum that Mark Long set up. So we map a golf course just like Mark would do it for a yardage book. So that's how it all started.
So let me ask you, I want to interject on that answer.
Sure.
Do you map all parts of the golf course? Because like Dave is still the only person I know that's missed the 18th fairway at Harbor Town. Right. So would he be able to find his golf ball on the location on the SkyCaddie? Because it's really hard to miss the 18th fairway at Harbor Town.
No, because his golf ball doesn't have a GPS chip in it. So
Coming soon.
coming soon. Golf balls with GPS chips in them so you can find them.
I missed it by that much. Rolled through the fairway.
Nice. One thing I got for you is with all the technology that goes into each device, whether it be the SS400, XS400, and the 500, or the wearable LX2 or 5, how do you get all that technology into the XS550?
With a big funnel.
Exactly. I can see that. Yeah.
Actually,
Because that thing is awesome.
Thank you. Our development department does an amazing job with making all that fit in the devices. The cool thing is all those devices, if you look at it, they all work the same. So the menus on all 4 of those devices are the same. So it's a very awesome process that it goes through. And I wish I could tell you more about it, but I can't. So.
Patents.
But the cool thing is whether you're using LX2 or SX550, the screens and everything are going to look the same, feel the same, work the same. Menu works the same. So it's a very easy, user-friendly process.
Yeah, I got the LX5 watch somewhere in this house. God knows where, but this thing is a lifesaver.
I have to tell you,
is that the 550 you got there?
550, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I have the watch, and we just moved, and I have the 2 and the 5, and they're in a box somewhere from moving, and I don't know where they are. So, I was like,
Clay, I play with these guys, so I just use their stuff.
I got you. Well, Dave's waiting me to get you one. Maybe that way you'll keep your ball in the fairway. Because that way you may know what the run out is.
No.
It won't matter.
Wouldn't matter.
No, it won't matter.
I'm an Apple guy. Is there an app that works on the Apple Watch for the SkyCaddie, or would I have to have a different handheld?
We don't have. We have an app for the Apple iOS system, but it doesn't work on the watch yet.
Okay.
Stand by.
Okay. Like that. Another things we can't talk about. I love it. I love those things.
I can track my Army golf, while I'm tracking my ball.
Left, right.
Yeah.
It's usually just right, but that's
I was going to say right.
So he hasn't watched the Hank Haney video on how to stop the slice yet. Is that what you're telling me?
No, he hasn't.
There you
No, he hasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen parts of a golf course your mapping technology has never seen.
Again, you missed the fairway right on 18 at Harbor Town. We should all understand that, Dave.
Yeah, but the great thing about missing the fairway right is with the SkyCaddie, you know right how far you have to a punch out to leave yourself a good approach to the green.
I mean, that is a good point.
Yeah.
So maybe Steve or Lee can give you that punch out range the next time you're playing.
Wow.
They won't.
They
We
won't.
won't know.
Must be too much money on the line.
They'll tell me exactly how far it is to the water and give me odds on hitting it into the water. So,
Clay, there was a bet. You ever been to Harbor Town, Clay?
I have not. Sorry.
So 13 at Harbor Town is a par 4. It's a pretty famous par 4. It's a short par 4 with a bunker on the front of the green with a bulkhead. The Pete Dias railroad. It's the railroad ties around the green.
Yep.
Dave hit it in that bunker, and there were bets on the number of times the golf ball was going to hit the railroad ties before he got on the green. So there were some side bets going on. It was like the scenes in Caddyshack where they're just money's going back and forth. That's what it was like. So friends like us, Dave, right? I mean,
why you guys
so
keep
Clint,
around.
last year, this year you guys launched the LX2 watch.
Yes.
And compared to the LX5, it looks more like an Apple Watch square face, whereas the LX5 was a rounded face. In fact, let's pull that up here really quick. There it is here. There's the watch. But one of the things that you guys did recently is the new cradle for it. So if you don't like the idea of a wearable technology, but you like the size of that LX2 watch, you've got this cradle with this carabiner that can clip onto your golf bag. Why don't we talk about
on your belt loop?
Yeah, a belt loop. Yep. No, you're right. So why don't we talk about that and why behind the cradle? And I'm sure it has to do with obviously wearable technology versus not wearing it. But, I think and what that's done for you guys as far as sales too.
Yeah. Well, it is fairly recent, as you said. It's came out within the last couple months. What we were told were people like, I love the LX2, but I don't like wearing a watch when I play golf. Right? They don't want it on their swing hand, or it feels uncomfortable in their other hand. So somebody goes, can you not make it to where we can clip it in something and maybe wear it on our belt loop or clip it on our bag or something like that? So that's kind of how it showed up. Just by some customer feedback saying, I love it. It does great. It gives me the information I need, but I'm comfortable wearing a watch while I play golf. So that's
sense.
Really, the short and sweet of it, right there.
Cool.
Now, so in years past, I was into the game big, and then I had a kid and got out of the game, and then became friends with Steve, and that's just a whole nother story.
We were friends before either of us had. We were friends before either of us had kids or were married. Actually, let's just call that. But I mean,
But I've had some old stuff in the past where I had to download a course beforehand before going out to play. Does the SkyCaddie comes preloaded with everything? Like, would I have to download a course, or do you have to pay for each course that you're going out to play?
No. Let me see if I can make this make sense for you. On the handhelds, the SX400 or the SX550, your first year's membership is free. So you have access to all 35,000 golf courses that we have in our database, right? Which are also preloaded on your SkyCaddie. Okay. The LX5 or the LX5C, the only difference between those is one has a plastic bezel, one has a ceramic bezel. They come with a 3-year membership, and they have all those golf courses downloaded on there also. It's all in the memory. The LX2, same thing. It has a 3-year membership, and all the courses are on it also. So now, at the end of that year for the handheld, you will then have to come back and buy a membership based on your golfing needs. So if you live in Arkansas, for example, right, and you only play golf courses in Arkansas, you can just buy the plan for the states for that state, and it's like $29.95 a year. Or you can buy the Eagle, which is $49.95 a year. Or you can buy the Double Eagle, which is $59.95 a year. So that gives you access to all the golf courses worldwide.
Nice.
Now, does the GPS know where you are? Like, you turn it on, I walk into, say, Wolf Creek. Does it know I am there at Wolf Creek, or do I have to select that from a menu?
Nope. When you turn it on and hit play golf, the GPS engine will kick in, and it will say, these are the golf courses in your area, and Wolf Creek will be the closest one. You just click on Wolf Creek, and you're off and running.
It's funny you mentioned that, Dave.
Yeah, I know. That's why I mentioned it.
Nice.
I doubt my local 9-hole Muni is in there, and but
I bet it is.
You'd be
I bet
surprised.
it is. I bet it is, and
no,
I bet that
I
9-hole Muni's in
I
there.
wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. Yeah.
It's awesome.
But yeah, no, it's great to know you can just drop right down, find the course you're playing at. Unlike Steve and Lee, I can't just visualize things. I need to hit the ball into the woods and then figure out how I'm going to get out.
And again, the SkyCaddie can help you get out.
Yes,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's it. What's one thing I know you can do it on 550. Let's talk like the LX2, the new one out there. With say you're walking in a tournament location where the pins are usually in a different location, not as a normal pin locations, 1, 2, 3 or middle back, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Can you update it on like the LX2, whereas you can with the 550, move the pin around?
You sure can. And also, if you're playing in a tournament and they give you a pin sheet,
Yeah.
an actual pin sheet, you can go into round options, which is right there on the menu, and you can hit custom, and then you can actually, in just a few minutes, you can dial all 18 holes in based on the pin sheet, and then you'll have distance to the pin for the day. So,
Man, that is exactly what Patrick Cantley's caddy needs. That Joey LaCava needs that for Patrick. This is your number. And the better part, and I'm going to tell this story, Clay, is that you can position it on there so you can see if you need to know what the carry number is for a bunker. You just touch the screen and it goes and it'll tell you, hey, just like your GPS in your cart, if you've got GPS, you can just hit that button and get to where you need to go, and it tells you how far it is that carry is, what your punch out number is, Dave. You can get that. It's easy to do. So, yeah, no, it's really cool.
You can move it around to wherever you need it.
Yeah.
I know on this it's been awesome. But yeah.
Now the other cool thing about that is the European Tour, the Legends Tour, the European Tour are using SkyCaddie on the tour. So they can just go and hit update when they select that course. They'll hit update on a daily during the daily tournament, and it'll put the pin sheets in them for them that day.
Oh, nice.
So so that's really cool. That's why I was in Frisco for a week with those guys, was making sure their SkyCaddies were working and stuff like that. And I'll tell you, I have never met a bunch of cooler guys than I had that week when I was out there. So
I gotta say, they're seniors, they're champions players in Europe. I bet those guys will sit and drink a lot of beer. I bet they spend a lot of time in pubs drinking pints.
They probably do. Probably do. Unfortunately, I was on them at the course or on the driving range the entire time. So
that's
we were doing a lot of other things. That's another thing I didn't say. Something I didn't say earlier.
Well, if you're
when we map a course, we actually map the driving range too. Right.
Okay.
So that way, that 150 pin when you're out there practicing, that 150 pin may not be 150, right? Based on where the tees are set that day. So if we've mapped that driving range, you can actually look at it, and it'll tell you how far you actually are to that 150 pin.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I want to tell you a story before I get into the next question. And
if you're out there, those champions, I'm sure if you looked at Miguel Angel Jimenez, he had a bottle of wine there.
I mean,
he had a cigar. I will tell you that.
Of course he did.
I'm sure the bottle of wine wasn't too far behind.
Right after I got my SX 550, I went up and was playing in the Super Bowl of golf in Pinehurst. And instead of playing number 4 2 days in a row for a practice round, we went and played Tobacco Road. And I don't know, Clay, if you've been to Tobacco Road or had that pleasure.
No,
but it's Mike Strand's masterpiece. And I will tell you that I have never spent so much time looking at 3 things on every shot. I had my rangefinder. I had my Tobacco Road yardage book, and this is the tour book. This is the white book.
Mm-hmm.
It's the tour one that the tour guys will carry. Yep. And then my SX 500. And it was literally every single shot at Tobacco Road, because if you've ever played a Mike Strand's golf course, you'll understand they're crazily designed, and you don't know, like, they're so visually impressive that it's you need to have as much information as possible as you go into playing it.
Mhm.
But let me ask you this, and we've kind of hinted on this too and talking about this, but for players, for caddies, let's just say there's a caddy, you're a caddy at a club, like Stream Song down here has caddies at it, the Ritz-Carlton does. Pinehurst has them, obviously, and some of these bigger clubs. Why should they use your SkyCaddie device, whether it's the watch or the handheld unit, versus using a rangefinder or a yardage book to help their players out?
A, it's quicker. B, versus a laser, it gives you more than just one number at a time, right?
Yep.
Because quickly looking at it, he can tell you front, middle, back, side distance going into a green.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So he can tell you how far you got to the front, middle, back, and what you got to each side. Right? Now, if he was going to do that with a laser, he'd have to shoot it 5 times, right?
Yep.
It'd be a lot more. It'd take a lot of time. Okay. Yardage book. The reason it's better than a yardage book is because you don't have to do math in public. Right? Because sometimes in those yardage books,
I'm a mortgage broker and I struggle with that. So.
Right. So sometimes those yardage books you've got to do a little math, right? Because you may not be exactly right on a point. So you've got to figure out where that point is and walk it off, and then you've got to do that mental math. Well, the SkyCaddie, the middle math is gone because it gives you the numbers straight away. Now, this is a great point that James Kingston was telling me about when he was at the senior PGA in Frisco. He said, Clay, he goes, one of the things I love about this is on a par 5. He goes, on my second shot, if I can't make the green, I want 75 yards from the green, so I'll be comfortable then with a little half 60 degree or something into the green. He goes, I can simply pull that little cursor back to leave myself 75 yards and know exactly how far I have to hit it for that 75 yards to go in. He goes, there's no way in the world I could do that with a book or a laser. He goes, I couldn't do it.
I really like wearing it on a course that, like, if I play, there's one particular course here in Orlando that I play quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And I prefer not to use my rangefinder, but to use my watch. Mm-hmm. Only because of, like, if you get up on a par 5 and you're like, okay, I honestly, let's be real. Like, if you've got 240 into a par 5, whether you have 235 or 245, does it really make a difference? No, it doesn't at that number. So, I mean, does it on tour? It does on tour. They get paid to do that. But for the rest of us, it doesn't matter. So for pace of play, like, I really love the idea of just being able to put done and have it right there and just have it taken care of for me. So I honestly much prefer, if I'm playing a course that I know that I play regularly, half the time I don't even break my rangefinder out. I just go with what the watch says.
Yeah. Yep. And another great thing, if you're playing a course that has a lot of undulation, right? And if you can't see the pin, how are you going to shoot the distance?
Right.
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 And the great thing about Whole View and IntelliGreen, and it gives you a visual reference that you can look at, kind of like the yardage book does, right? It gives you a visual reference you can see. So that's another great thing about laser. I was playing with a friend last Thursday, and he hit the ball right in a group of trees, and he had a laser, and he was trying to laser the green. Well, he had to walk all the way out in the middle of the fairway and shoot his laser and then walk all the way back to his ball. And I was like, you can't hit your golf ball through there to the green. You're not going to cover the pond that's in front of you, the bunker that's in front of you, make it to the green in these trees. So he goes, okay, what do you suggest? I said, I suggest you shoot the ball about 112 yards out here in the middle of the fairway, take your cough syrup, and then go to the green and hopefully make par with a good approach shot. So
what he needs to do is watch Lucas Glover play, because that dude the last 2 weeks has done that twice to win a golf tournament and make par twice. He did it on 17 yesterday, did it on 18 the week before, and take your poison and let's do this.
Yeah. Take your medicine and move along.
Move along. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. So Clay, if someone's looking for your devices, is it just on your website? Where can they go to find more information or order one for themselves?
Yeah, you can go to skygolf.com. It'll tell you a ton of information about our product there. We're in most golf stores, like Edwin Watts, golf, Devin Watts, and oh man, my mind just went blank. Can you believe that? Golf Warehouse, bigger retailers. Rain or Shine carries our product, things like that. So we're in some of the bigger retail stores or some of the bigger websites on there, or you can just go straight to our website and buy it from us, and we'll ship it to you. You can also check some of the pro shops out. Some of the pro shops have our devices in there, or if they don't have it, they can always make a phone call and have one. We can get one shipped straight to you. We do that for a lot of green grass stores also.
Nice. Hey, Clay, I'm going to ask, are you in Arkansas or no?
Yes, I am in Arkansas.
Are you in Fayetteville or?
No, I'm about 2 hours and 15 minutes south of Fayetteville. I'm in a town called Benton, which is halfway between Little Rock and Hot Springs.
Yep. I've been up there. I've got a buddy of mine in Fayetteville, and next year I'm going to be up there. I missed it this year, but next year I'll be back up to Fayetteville for his member guest, and it's
what course is that?
I've also been to Hot Springs to the horse races. I've been to the Derby there, so it's a good time. I've paid the light bill and I've won some money there, so we will just leave it at that.
Yeah, I took my wife the first time this year to the horse races.
Nice.
So,
nice. Yeah, I like the horse races.
I'm afraid that she's got the bug now, though. So.
Man, I've told people there's nothing better. You could have $2 on a horse, and the minute it comes around that final corner down the final stretch, you are cheering like nobody's business for your horse, man. You're just yelling the number out. That's all you're doing.
That's the best $1 entertainment you can get.
Let's not talk about horse racing.
Yeah, you're right.
I got a couple legs up there.
So, all right. Well, Clay, thank you for joining us this week.
We had 2 horses
really
run this weekend,
and definitely love that. Will you guys be back at the PGA show this year?
We will. We'll be back at the PGA show this year. Sure will.
Okay. We got some stuff in the works. We'll be there. And
sure.
I'll
come by and see us.
Yeah, we'll come by. We'll definitely come by and see you, and maybe even have you back on during the PGA show.
Sure, it'd be great.
We'll be doing our podcast from there, so
sure.
We'll definitely be by.
Never know. You never know what surprises we may pull out at the PGA show. So you come by.
You guys always have a surprise or two, so I will definitely be there. So yeah, no, we will definitely have some conversation about that. So, Clay, thank you again for joining us, and
sure.
Whoop Big Suey.
Thank you.
And we'll talk soon. Thanks, Clay.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me, guys. Have a great one. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. There we go. That's better.
That's better. There was a lot. That was a lot of bigness.
It got weird.
It got weird quick.
Yeah. I'm bad in single screen. When we go vertical, that's even worse.
That's even worse. Yeah. So yeah, now it's time for everybody's favorite episode. But that was let's just recap that SkyCaddie. Lee, I know you use it. I use it. Dave, we need to get you one because they are really good.
I need to find my watch. I love the watch. I love this for when I'm walking, but I love the watch. Just
the watch is just done. I love it. So
yeah. See, for me, I would like it. Hopefully, down the road, they got some stuff. That
that'll be good.
We'll find out the PGA show.
Yep. So all right, let's go to this. Hold on, this is way easier when you're not having to control everything on here. I'm still trying to figure out. We really need to get a better intro for this.
That's why we have a Greg. Yeah.
Really need a better intro.
There can't be a better intro.
Bro, what in the hell? This week's Smack of the Week is I'm just gonna let it roll, and we can go with all of the references now for this because, hey, Dave, you're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah.
Par 4, 370 yards, driver.
Yeah, I know.
Nipped it.
I think
that's a little right.
Definitely
finding that. I'll walk it. Found it. Great. Can I get a distance? Dude, you clearly hit it in the lake. Absolutely not. Must have hit a rock. I don't know. You were playing a yellow ball. No, I was not. White ball. I don't know what you're talking about. Shot 2, a 165, little uphill. I got my hybrid 3. Perfect. Look at that. Ho ho! Nailed it! Yes!
Oh, baby,
Yeah.
we're dancing! Yes!
Hey,
I'm
Lee,
like 6
can
feet.
we get?
Someone grab my
Lee, I
putter.
think we need to get Smalls
Yeah, this is
into
for
the
Bernie.
SPGA.
Hold on, dude. There's no way this is your ball. It's absolutely my ball.
That is so.
I've been playing a yellow ball
SCGA
all
golf
day.
right
You
there.
said you were playing a white ball. No, I did not. Check the tape. I did not. No, white ball.
The white ball.
3, baby. Mark me
Birdie.
for a 3. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I mean, any chance to reference "You're Killing Me, Smalls" is definitely going to get onto the show. Just in case anybody wants to know, anytime we can reference Smalls is going to make it onto the show. So yeah, that is.
Yes.
We're just gonna "Killing Me, Smalls." Yeah. We got let's go to last call. We got a couple things. We got some housekeeping to take care of when we get into last call, and definitely got something else here for us tonight for our last call time. All right,
Did
Dave.
I miss the Smack of the Week video?
Did you miss it? We played
You're
Smalls.
killing me,
already.
Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls. All right, hey Dave, are you ready to go? Dave?
Well, the intro to Smack of the Week.
You missed that
Yep.
because we definitely played it because I definitely complained about it. Like I do every week.
Hey, welcome to the Tavern, Dave.
Yep. Then my internet's being wonky tonight.
Drank.
All right. Is it duck race?
So we did a contest, and first off, we want to thank our followers really quickly here. We've got 1,000 followers now. Having to rebuild our account early on, our account was hacked and stolen, and we're not the only one on that list recently. There's been a lot of people that have had that happen to them. So definitely I want to thank you guys for getting us back up to 1,000. And because of that, we did a little contest, little giveaway. We're giving away, thanks to Lee here, we've got a Golfing Dad's Tavern ball marker. I know Mr. Odin Snipes, Alex Nesbitt is really looking forward to that ball marker. He's trying to pencil his name in on one of those already. And Towel Tag is doing another one of our amazing towels. We've got some Groove It's in the house. Oh, there we go. Groove It brush. And of course, Desert Fox Golf and Swing Aid. I've got a Swing Aid bottle right here, actually. Bam! Swing Aid. Yes. Scott, if you're still watching, I saw your comment. Here's some product placement for you. Whee! All about dropping random product placements for cool shit. So there it is. Oh, and the pink towel for Dave. Yep, there's that. Dave's pink towel. So we are notorious here for our duck races. Let's see. You're welcome.
What's a duck?
So, Dave, without further ado, we've got a 45-second duck race to see who the winner is.
Yeah. All right. On your mark. Get set. Hopefully goes.
What just happened?
Maybe.
You're missing part of the duck.
I don't know.
And at 2,000 followers, we will actually have a race.
Oh. Man, this really should have been the smack of the week.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So the duck race is going to be postponed until next Monday. It's like
hold on. Let me see if I can rebuild it.
All right. So let's go on to our topic then. And then Dave, if you can get it rebuilt, we'll do it before we close the show tonight. A few years ago, Billy Horschel Florida Gator Billy Horschel won the FedEx Cup, but they did the Ryder Cup selections before the FedEx Cup. They did it at the end of the PGA Tour year, and then the FedEx Cup happened, and Billy Horschel got on a heater and just I think he won 2 events and won the FedEx Cup, and was left off the Ryder Cup team, and we got beat. And the question came up, and this was part of that task force that came up, was did we need to redo the way they did selections? Because they want to be able to take the hottest players in golf going into the Ryder Cup to have the best players possible. And again, trying to make it so that America wins. Just call it what it is. Not that I have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that, but if we don't win the Ryder Cup, that's all of a sudden we have a task force on how we can win the Ryder Cup all the time. Not that the other players are good too. So the question that needs to be asked today. So there are a lot of questions leading up to the end of the PGA Tour season at the Wyndham Championship about Justin Thomas's status in the Ryder Cup. If you are Captain Zach Johnson today, are you taking Lucas Glover? Lee, go.
I would. He's on a roll. Keep it going.
Yes.
Dave, you're taking him too? No, Dave's internet's acting up. Dave,
why wouldn't you take him right now?
I would. If you're going based on the reason that they moved the Ryder Cup picks around, we have 6 Ryder Cup picks. So let me ask you this question. I'm going to say yes, I take him because I feel like you can pair a good putter with anyone, especially a better player or alternate shot. Let's ask this question, though. Let's say he takes the current top 10 list of players. Of 12, that leaves out Keegan Bradley and Ricky Fowler. Ricky's won once this year. Keegan's won twice in the wraparound season. He won the Zozo, and then he won at Travelers. So he won 2 decent events, large events. So Keegan's won twice this year on the PGA Tour. Ricky's won once. He won in Detroit. He won the Rocket. Let's ask this question. Do you leave? I'm going to assume, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to assume Justin Thomas is going to Italy. Because you know what you get with Justin Thomas, especially with Jordan Spieth.
I wouldn't.
Yes. You get, yeah, but.
So that leaves you 1 pick. Taking Lucas Glover.
I don't think Justin Thomas makes it.
Okay. So Lucas is currently 16th on the list? Lee?
Yeah. Yep.
Are you going to leave? Okay. Lee, Lee, do you have the list obviously in front of you?
Yep.
Go down the top 6, and then we'll go to the top 12. Top 6 first.
Top 6, Scheffler, Clark, Cantley, Harmon, Koepka, Homa.
So those guys are all locks.
They're locked it in.
Okay. And
7
I feel
through
like
12
yep, go 7 through 12
is Shoffley, Spieth, Young, Morikawa, Bradley, and Burns.
So Ricky has dropped out of the top 12.
He is at 13.
Sam Burns' dunk got him into the top 12. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Sam Burns ain't going.
Right.
Thomas is 14.
Sam Burns ain't going. No. Is Keegan Bradley going?
All right. Steve, you want to try it one more time?
Let's try the duck race while we're here. Let's do it. Add to stream.
While we're here.
Hit start just left of the. There we go. Here we go. And they're off. Oh, that MS Warrior golf.
MS Warrior, he's gonna wear his wings out early.
He is.
Oh, Squatch Golf's making a run.
Squatch Golf is making a run.
He was the 1,000th person.
Stone!
Chris Stone, ladies and gentlemen.
Chris Stone Mobile.
Chris Stone Mobile. Wow. Chris Stone, ladies and gentlemen, the winner.
The Trojan Duck.
The Trojan Duck. Oh, that's
There we go.
amazing. All righty. We'll
All
remove
right,
that
Stone,
from
we'll
there.
get a hold of you.
Yep.
There we
Hey,
go.
so all right. So again, I'm not taking Sam Burns. So I think he's out. Ricky being outside the top 12.
I still like Keegan going in.
Now, keep in mind, this was just updated today. And just yesterday, Glover, he's at 16 now. He was at 35 yesterday.
So he's the hottest player on the planet right now.
Bingo.
All right. Let's say that.
But there's still 2 weeks to play.
Correct.
Exactly.
He top fives this week. If he top fives this week.
If he top fives this week, it's a no-brainer.
Like, you have to take the dude. Like, the dude is on a heater. And I feel like, I'm going to say this, I feel like you need to get Bill Press and Sam Hahn from Lab Golf into the locker room at the Ryder Cup, and everybody needs to be carrying a lab putter at this point because obviously it's the magic juice. Like, dear Lord, that lab putter is ridiculous. And as someone who does not carry one, kind of jealous right now. But no,
I would put one in the bag.
Like, I feel like their best marketing machine right now is Lucas Glover. Like, are you kidding me? Like, they figured out how to fix the yips in 2 seconds. And you know, and I'm going to say this, and it's one of my pet peeves. It's really one of my pet peeves. There are a lot of people out there that have watched his putting stroke and are criticizing him for cheating, for anchoring, for this, that, and the other. And I'm going to say this. If you watch that putting stroke, there is zero chance that thing is anchored. And I'm going to say this. Outside of that dude on the Canadian tour that cheated a couple weeks ago, there isn't outside, and maybe Vijay Singh and Patrick Reed. PGA Tour players have way too much integrity to cheat in the game.
Yeah,
they do.
They don't need to.
No,
not intentionally.
I've been inside the ropes with Lucas. I again drank. I know, drinking game. When I tell you that dude is one of the best dudes I've ever been around, and is just an awesome person, and would literally sit there and he was giving advice to the guys in our group that I was caddying for, and just couldn't have been nicer to everybody. Like, talking to the caddies, like, what do you do? This, that, and the other, just going back and forth. Like, you couldn't have asked for a better dude to just, hey, how are you? And to see him at the age of 48 hit the fountain of youth again, like, let's freaking go. Like, you are doing the right thing, Lucas, and congratulations, and just keep it up. That's how I feel about it.
Yep. It's, well, see, nobody would have blamed him if he fell off, this week and, phoned it in. But
I mean,
he's
again, though,
right now.
He was also one of the bubble guys. Like, he was 49th in points. You had to play well in order to play again this week in Chicago. And he's played well enough to probably get hit. I think he's insured a spot in the Tour Championship at this point. The other thing that his win has done for him is it's insured him a spot in all the elevated events next year. which half of them are guaranteed paychecks. He'll be back at all of the elevated events, or whatever they're calling them now. I'm still calling them the elevated events.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah. He's in all of the majors. He didn't play in a major this year. Like, when you think about that for a minute, the dude didn't play in a major. Like, let's talk. I mean, we don't have to go down this rabbit hole because it's a really deep rabbit hole. But how good are the guys on the PGA Tour that Lucas Glover is currently third in FedEx Cup points right now and didn't play in a major this year? What? I mean, Akshaya Bate didn't make the playoffs. And he won this year on the PGA Tour. Like, there's some good golf out there that, you know, you could sit there and criticize. And I know there's been a lot this week with, and we could have had this as a last call topic. And it almost was. Harold Varner had some, you know, Harold Varner going to Live had some great takes and was the one that was upfront and honest about taking the money. Mm-hmm. But then yesterday just stuck his foot in his mouth. I mean, came out and said, I don't think the guys that stayed loyal should be rewarded. They don't deserve it. Shut your mouth. Like, you took the money. And you were the one that admitted it. You didn't play it off like, oh, I'm trying to grow the game. I'm trying to do this. No, you took the freaking money. Like, you also said it's harder to win on the Live Tour than it is on the PGA Tour. Are you just trying to pat yourself on the back because you won out there? Like, are you trying to give yourself some cred? Come on, Harold. Like, you might want to go have a chat with Gerald, your head cover on your driver, and have a little chat with Gerald, because I feel like you might be, you know, are you hanging out with Dustin again with his back injury? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, that's the dumbest take I've ever heard.
It's a whole different rabbit hole right now.
Right. Like that rabbit hole, like, we could go down that rabbit hole for another hour. Like, and I don't know that I have enough beer in my house to sit here and discuss that conversation, because it literally is going to cause me to have never mind. But no, I think that, you know, when you look at where the PGA Tour is, what Zach Johnson, is it? Yeah, it's Zach, right? It's picking.
Yeah, Zach's the captain.
You know, Freddie pretty much locked in 3 of them, Cam Young being one of them. I feel like the top 10 guys are probably all locks. You know, when you think that Colin Morikawa really didn't have a great year, but
very blah.
Very blah. He said 10 top 10s this year. Like, 10 top 10s.
But it's been a very quiet 10 top 10s.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So it's like, you know, it's like, oh, top 10, but he wasn't in contention. It was just like, he's top 10, you know.
Right. Like, I feel like he Rory McIlroy at some of those top 10s and just backdoored on a Sunday some top 10 finishes there. I feel like Colin Morikawa is a good enough player that he should have at least a win or two by now this year.
Yeah.
But you know, when you look at, like, I feel like the top 10 guys, Lee, on that list that you named, I feel like the top 10 guys are probably locks for the Ryder Cup team. It's those 2 other picks that I don't know where we're going and what we're doing with.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag, right? And those from 10 to 15, it's kind of We'll throw Glover in there and say 10 to 16.
Yeah, I mean, if Lucas gets a top 10, top 5 this week, definitely. I feel like I'm going to say this. Justin Thomas better be worried about being fit for some RLX, because I feel like Lucas Glover's about to get some RLX.
I think Justin Thomas needs to be worried about fitting anyway, but that's my take. And I'm a guy that took him several times this year. I don't think he's, unless Jordan hands somebody an unmarked bag of, you know, bills.
Well,
I think Justin's out.
You bring up an interesting point, and we'll go down this rabbit hole because it's a quicker rabbit hole. If Ricky doesn't make the team, because he's on the outside looking in right now, Justin doesn't make the team, who do you pair Jordan with?
That's a good one. Oh, God.
Just because it's fun, and I like chaos.
Chaos. I mean, I'm going to go and do the impersonation. Chaos? I mean, that's like playoffs. Like, where's Jim Mora when you need him?
Jordan plays
I don't want
with
to say
Lucas
Homa.
Glover.
I'm
would
with
be good.
you. I'm with you, Lee. He plays with Max.
Yeah.
Although I feel like Max is in that mix to play. Okay, well, and let's throw this one out there. And it's something we haven't discussed. Are you taking anybody off? Is one of those two picks off the live circuit? Is it DJ?
Your two options are DJ or Bryson.
Here's the problem with Bryson. He's a terrible locker room guy. It'd be like taking Patrick Reed. Like, he's just a bad locker room guy. Like, I feel like that team, like, they've had bad locker rooms and they know it doesn't work. And I'm going to say this. Tiger's not going as an assistant captain.
Yeah.
So if Tiger's not going as an assistant captain, he would, like, Tiger has the cred to look at Patrick Reed and tell him to zip your lips, shut your mouth, and just, you know.
Yeah, they're not even in the mix, so it's
no. I don't think they're. Dustin is the wild card that I'm like.
He's number.
But I also
40.
don't feel like. But I don't feel like Dustin has really played all that, like.
He had a ho-hum U.S. Open.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk this one. Taylor Gooch won 3 times on the Live Tour.
I know. We talked
And
about
if we're talking about Lucas getting hot right now and taking Lucas, Taylor Gooch won 3 times on the Live Tour in a row.
But as Jim Furyk came out and said, at least my 58 counted. When you're talking about the Live Tour.
So okay. Here's going to be the argument, though, and I'm going to throw it out there. You know what's going to be said if we lose in Italy?
I know. I'm 100%.
Gooch is at 89th spot.
Yeah.
Well, but here's the problem. Gooch is in the 89th spot, and he's been gone for a year and a half. That's why he's in the 89th spot. So, he also played, like, if you look back, I think he finished – he made the cut in one major. I don't know if it was – he played in 2. He played in the Masters and the PGA. He made the cut in 1 and finished, like, 45th, and the other one he missed the cut in. So when you talk about him winning 3 times on the Live Tour, there's a whole other argument of how many guys can really win on the Live Tour.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, Ian Poulter's not scaring anybody on the Live Tour.
Yeah, exactly. Unless they're already, into a major via, winning prior or qualify for it.
I mean,
done.
You could say that, Phil, based on his finish at Augusta, should get in. But yet, you want my 2 cents is that Nicklaus contended until he was how old at Augusta? Freddie contended until he was how old at Augusta? Like, I feel like every year you see Freddie's name on the leaderboard on Thursday, still, to this day. Yep. And so I don't really, I feel like if you've figured out how to win at Augusta, you can get your ball around Augusta to keep yourself in position to make birdies where you can. Because the golf course is, it's difficult. If you have figured out how to win out there, and Phil has won there multiple times, obviously, like, you can still get you're going to make the weekend. And so, do I think Brooks has the potential to win multiple green jackets going beyond this? Yes. I do. Like, Brooks is going to get his. He's too good of a player. But I also think that, the argument's going to be from the Live guys, because they've all come out and said, we don't want to go back and play the PGA Tour. And that's a whole nother rabbit hole that I'm not going to go down. Maybe next week we go down. Maybe we wait for an off week and have that conversation of what does the tour do, and are they forced to go back? Because I do not think that after next year Live is going to exist, and that's my 2 cents. But I think that there's really a chance that, the live players are going to say, "Oh well, he only took Brooks. He didn't take the other live players. We're better players. We would have won if these guys had gone." And that's what's going to be said. That's going to be the narrative if we lose.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is.
We're more well adapted to team golf right now.
Right. However, it's still how many days and how many rounds.
Yes. So, with that, gentlemen,
But that I'm going to wrap up this show because at this point,
your head
this
hurts.
is just going to get. Yeah, it's just going to get worse. This is just going to get worse on this show tonight. No, I hope everybody has a great week. Look forward to watching the BMW this weekend. And then, we're going to.
Congrats, Chris Stone.
Congrats, Chris Stone. Congrats. And Lee, thank you for teasing me with that LA golf box behind you because that's always a fun box to stare at. And hope everyone has a great week. Don't forget to tip your bartenders. And we will see you next week.
Cheers, y'all.
See ya.
Cheers.